Hey everybody, I'm Janice.
I'm Joslyn.
I'm Mark.
And we are simplesuggestions19.com at
At
your
your
service. And what we're here about is we've just decided we would come up with some things that would make life simpler and give you ideas, suggestions, things that we do in our everyday life.
So you need to like and
share.
subscribe and share.
Yes.
And we want to hear
your ideas and suggestions
yes.
also, because we want to share them with
closer to her.
So we've been talking about reading a book, and so Mark done some research on some books that he thought he'd like to read in 2024. He'd done 10 books, and one of the books at the top of his list was a book that Joslyn and I have been talking about reading also, Atomic Habits. Don't know anything about the book. We've just seen it places. I've seen people buying it when I'm in line at the store. I asked one lady about it. She said several of her friends had read it. We know several people in book clubs that have read it. And so we just thought that it would be an interesting book to read. Don't know what it's about. It's supposed to make things better for you about...
well, the reason why I picked it as my top #1 book to read is because of the things that it'll do that'll change your life. It'll kind of make me read the other 9 books.
So it's a self-help book is what you're saying.
Yes, it's a what would you call it? A personal growth book. And
self-help.
Yeah, self-help.
Yeah.
So it's a self-help book, and I did a little bit of research about it, and it's about making small changes. One of the things that everybody was talking about is the 1% rule, is making like 1% improvement every day on different things that you do in your life. It talks about the 4 laws of behavior change. One of the things that I do that it talks about is celebrating small wins. And I always say I like to celebrate every time, that
you make an achievement.
That I make an achievement, I like to celebrate. And I always, have a glass of brandy and smoke a cigar.
So it's not a book that I'm going to sit back and relax and read and can't lay down.
It might be. Just depends on what you're into. So
it'd be.
It's a book that's going to help you change the things that you do in your daily life. And so if you're looking for something with like a romance and a lot of excitement and suspense, no, it's not that kind of a book. It's a book that's going to help guide you and get you to a better place in your life. Like say where you're more calm or more relaxed. You do things more like say, I need to clean up that mess, but you're like, maybe tomorrow.
I'd rather go there and sit down and read my romance book.
Well, that's not.
Well, it might not be the book for you then. But one of the things that I did see when I was looking at this is they have a workbook out there, so that.
So now you want me to go back to school?
Well, you know how it's like it gives you an interaction where you can read a certain part and then write what you have done or whatever, or your
like the book. What's the book we wrote about? It was a religious book where it had the book Purpose Driven Life.
Yeah,
it had that book, and it made it easier when you was reading that book. It gave you a chance to write your thoughts down and your goals down, which was a good thing to have.
Yeah, I only read the book, but I didn't write no thoughts.
And that's
I did. It was a good thing to have. Yeah,
that's what I do my journal for.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's one of the things that it says there is you need to track your progress every day.
So yeah.
And another thing it takes advantage of is prepare for setbacks. Which a lot of people is where when they hit a setback when they give up.
So don't give up.
It gives you that incentive to prepare for setbacks, and therefore when you get to the setbacks,
you go on through that setback.
Yeah.
So we're saying we should read this book, Atomic Habits.
Yes, and
by who? I don't know. I don't even know who the.
By James Clear.
Yes, it's by James Clear, and there's going to be a link in the description here. And you can also see my post, and there's a small summary of it.
Okay, and let's pick a Saturday morning at 8 o'clock and meet again in a couple of weeks and read the book and meet that day on a certain date, 2 weeks from today, the 21st. And let's talk about what we've read so far in the book.
Okay,
Okay.
just what
Let's-
we've got. Like
let's
So
see
we're
what
gonna
we
do a
thought about
live
it so far.
broadcast?
Yeah, let's
let's
do a
do
live
live.
broadcast
Okay.
and see what we think about the book and see how it goes from there.
So we'll do it
Okay.
at
I
8
think it's a
o'clock
good
on the
idea.
21st.
Okay, let's do
September
that.
21st. Let's do it.
Eastern
Deal?
Standard Time.
Let's,
You guys remember in the Hobbit when the dwarves showed up and they introduced themselves? They said, "Dwaylen, at your service," and he's like, "Bilbo Baggins, at yours." So, anyways, we came up with this. Simple Suggestions 19 at your service.
So